growing up in a broken family can definitely have lasting effects on yourself and your family and your health going forward. See, a little bit about me is I grew up with a divorced parents. So my mother and father got divorced when I was 6 months old, and I spent most of my childhood going from house to house, father and mother. And you think that it wouldn't affect anyone, but it does affect people. And I'm sure a lot of people watching this video right now have had something similar. And you think that, oh, you're only a young kid, but it really does affect growing up. Now compare that to a loving family. Let's say you have, let's say a person I don't know grew up with a loving family every single night, mother and father, in love and connected, Christmas family, Thanksgiving family, Easter family, they're all together, holidays together. While you have someone that had to have two Christmases, with their father and with their mother, then they had to have different birthdays, and there was awkward tension at birthday parties. And, and when you're with your father, you get told lies about your mother. And when you're with your mother, you get told lies about your father. And then when you become a teenager, like 13, 14, 15, you don't want to hear any of it because they just bash each other with voices in your head. And, I'm the better parent, I'm the better parent. So definitely growing up with a broken family can have long-lasting effects, because when you have a family of yourself, you start having flashbacks and you think, I don't want that to happen. Or you think, that's all I know. All I know is a broken family. So people either go down the broken family road or the loving family road. So I think basically what I'm trying to say is growing up with a broken family can definitely have long-lasting effects on that child and that person. And people probably think, why are you so blunt? Or why are you so, direct and quiet? It's because of the lies they got told in their heads as they were younger. And when they grow up, it's still in there. That's all they know. All they know is just lies about the family, and they have trust issues, and they become introverted, and they don't want to deal with anything because they've just been told lies about their family and their mother and their father for years and years and years. While you have another child growing up that has shown nothing but love from father and mother and a great family. And so they grow up to be, straightforward and successful and no lasting effects. Now, a broken family can definitely have, effects on psychological and emotional trauma. I think it has for me and a lot of people I know. There's someone that I know, a good friend of mine. He lives in a different part of, probably about 3 hours away. He grew up similar to me too. And he never really got to see his father when he was about 15, 16. Then he started seeing him more, and he realized the truth, what happened. But he actually was very depressed. When he was about 15, 16, he would always hide in his house. He wouldn't want to do anything. He was actually drinking at a very young age. He had sort of no rules because, he didn't have a father figure. And whenever, his mother will get a new sort of boyfriend, because there was no that connection, father-son connection, so he didn't care. He did what he wanted. And, I think he turned to drugs a little bit when he was, late teenager. So he was drinking, skipping school, getting into fights, because he had no loving family. Like, his mother loved him, but he didn't know his father. And then compare that to what I was saying before about a loving family. It's very different scenario. So my friend is going to grow up to be very shelved and introverted and anxious and possibly drug overdose because that's all he knows. I have got in touch with him lately, and yeah, he has sort of turned his life around, which is great. Fantastic to hear. But if he started with a loving mother, father figure, he would have turned out completely different. But yeah, basically this video is about growing up with a broken family and the importance of a mother and a father, the parent figure of that child growing up is very, very important.